Welcome back to episode 4 at the playground. And as promised, this is a really exciting day for me and everyone involved. I've got my bike here at this new location with these new mountain bike dirt jumps. And it's a big day for the jumps. We're going to test ride everything up to this point, which is so crucial at this point because before dropping in with maximum speed, I have to be certain that it's all going to work. But it's a big day for me too. This is the first time I've even touched this bike in a month with my collarbone injury, with like the ache in my shoulder and obviously the amount of time spent digging here. This bike hasn't seen the light of day, and right now I'm really proud to show it to you because it looks mint. We've given it a good clean up while being hurt, and actually I've made a slight modification. I've cut the handlebars down to the same width as a slope Duro. They're like 720mm wide, and that's so much narrower than I used to run years ago. So I think it's going to be more fun, more playful. And I love these grips I've got on it. These gusset flange grips match the S2 saddle I've been working on. Everything ties in with this bike perfectly. So it's a sexy bike with some sexy trails. And in the last video, we built that dirt bridge over there, which has been so helpful. Our progress, the rate of enhanced efficiency has climbed through the roof. And what we've come up with is this brand new jump, which by the way, I haven't released the video yet where I ask you to name it, so I don't know what it's called, so it's still unnamed. It remains anonymous in its girth and height. But this morning we've put a shift in and put loads and loads and loads of wheelbarrows around the back, which this is going to take so much dirt, this feature, this step down landing, that it doesn't matter that if it's in the wrong place. But honestly, I've put it all there as a bit of a safety blanket because I'm about to try all of these jumps. And if I am bombing and going really fast, I dare say going off the back of that and falling all the way down there will suck. So it gives me something to land on. So this will be the first time I've ridden. I know I'm going to be okay to do the odd jump because I can like press up, move my weight forwards and back, which does hurt, but that's kind of what riding a bike is. It's doing press up. So I just don't want to case, I don't want to overshoot and try this hip. Look at the size of it, by the way. It's quite a gnarly thing to go straight back to. I've not even been round a pump track. So I'm going to go rolling, but I'll probably do one where I pull out. Anyway, I've looked at it long enough. So I'm going to give the water a brush, which will probably help all this nice green grass. Talking of green, now this is a game changer. Athletic Greens AG1 is a comprehensive all-in-one greens powder. Engineered to fill the nutritional gaps in your diet and promote your body's nutritional needs across 4 key pillars of health. They are gut health, immune support, energy and recovery. Key areas that are important for everybody, not just professional athletes like myself, everybody. Whether you're a busy mum, dad, on the train to London, you're a stockbroker in the city, or you're just out trying to improve your own performance, this is the most convenient way to get all of those nutritional benefits into one daily serving. It's so convenient, just 1 scoop of AG1 or these really handy 12-gram travel packets mixed with 250 millilitres of water give you 75 minerals, vitamins, superfoods sourced from whole foods, probiotics and adaptogens in one daily serving. And actually, if you put all that together in a nutshell, tastes really good. I mean, you can't say no to that, can you? That is a way of kickstarting your daily routine. Whether you're a mountain biker, whatever you're doing, just one of those in the morning and you're all set. Where can you get all of those benefits in one place? No restaurant can deliver that for you, but somehow this does. Now, the reason you're watching me drink AG1 is because you can hit the link in my description below and get a year's supply of vitamin D3, K2 and 5 travel packs for free with your very first purchase. AG1 gives your body everything it needs for optimal performance every single day for everybody. Hit that link and give it a try yourself. Moment of truth then. I'm nervous about everything. I'm nervous about my shoulder, the fact that these jumps look so sick and everyone's into it and people love it and they love the build lapses and they love the idea and the concept and the location, but it might not work. I mean, this section's going to work. I'm not worried about this. And if I'd just come off the back of riding loads of sets of trails or Woburn or just somewhere, even the skate park, I'd feel better about this. But that jump's never been hit by anyone. I don't know for a fact that the dirt's not going to crumble. It passes the knuckle test. But I've not ridden my bike in a month, and that's when you're used to riding a bike all the time. It's a huge period of time to go in raw and dry and in the dark. I don't like it, so I'll just ride the pump track first. I like that I can call it a pump track.
I'm nervous.
Peel off to the right, which will only make me want to build a right hip. Yeah? Here we go. The playground.
Oh!
Oh my god! You've got to go down here!
You were bombing!
There's so much speed, I might land flat. The only marks are from where it has been wetted. Even up here, it hardly digs in. Yes.
That was so sick.
Felt brilliant. Honestly, my shoulder was absolutely pain-free on all of this. Even hopping out of that felt incredible. It was just all the heavy vibrations through there. So I've got a collarbone that wants me to land perfectly on smooth trails. and I hope I've built that for it.
You aired that as well.
It felt sick. You could definitely bar spin it. Yeah, I want to hit that hip. Let me just do this again.
So sick.
It feels. You guys are gonna love it. Does it not look like a cool start to a set of trails?
It looks so good.
Let me stick the camera on.
That looks quite flowy.
It's so flowy. We've built the best roller coaster that's hard pack, looks good. I don't know about the hip because there was mega amounts of speed. Let me just show everyone what it looks like POV. I'm gonna pull out again. Roller, little berm, cruise, woo! Oh man! Cruise, woo! Oh man! I think there's loads of speed.
I don't know.
I'm stressing because I've actually been out of the game for a month.
It looks fast. I love how like slow it starts off, but you actually gain speed really fast.
I like coming out of that roller and getting a little bit of air and floating, but then you're like, whoa, we've built a big takeoff and a big step up hip here. It worked good coming out left. You could definitely shortcut to that by dodging the hip. If anyone comes here and says, Matt, I can't ride left hips, then we'll just build you a shortcut. Let's ride the hip then. Yes. I'm not going to brake, I'm just going to go with it. I think by the time I get to the takeoff, you get that last minute feeling of like, okay, I'm going to go to the outside, or okay, I've got no speed, I'll jump to the inside. Like we measured last time, there's a 1.1 meter difference in gap, so let's hope I pick right. And then we'll know what speed to build this, and then we're just going to have a set of trails. Let's go. I know I'll land somewhere on the landing. I just could really do without casing or overshooting. It's like my worst fear today. Do exactly what I just did. Honestly, I just don't want a case. I know it normally wouldn't be this much of a head scratcher.
It looked like you had the correct speed for it.
All right, Jamie approves. Let's do it. That's fine. That's right then. The bloke doesn't ride. Let's come in. Okay, cruise. Yes! Yes!
Oh!
Honestly, I landed perfect.
That was
Maybe a
sick.
tad of case, no pain. Yes. Kind of dented it.
A little bit. What do you need to do then? Do you need to go a bit faster?
Yeah, because where did I land? Let's call that centre.
Yeah.
So my speed was kind of perfect, but I didn't go very high.
No.
And also, please no one judge how the jumps look today on how they've been built. They need to get harder, but I'm like so scared of landing hard or twisting or casing that this can't be how they're reviewed. I just want to check what the speed I have there. This is what the game is. This isn't like my big Red Bull edit. This is watching a passenger fight his way through to the end. I'm going to do it again and pull up a bit. I'm going to go faster, aim wider. And then actually I may as well, if I land good, get over that roller and just get a feel for it. I don't want to do too much more. I'd rather get on with that landing and give us something really, a huge reward at the end of this epic whale tail section. Right, a bit more speed for the hip. Pump a bit harder here. Whoa!
Oh!
Honestly, there's loads of speed. The whole thing about going uphill is irrelevant. That hurt then.
That looked fast.
I just worked harder at the top. I didn't put any pedals in.
But you still could have gone a lot higher and further out on the hip as well.
Like I say, I'm just terrified of casing or going flat. But the first run, I didn't want to say it, but I was really disappointed. I went over this roller and it felt soft and slow. And I felt like I wouldn't even make it up there then. Which is why I'm so pleased I managed to ride this morning. I could have backflipped that and had some distance and some height, which is cool.
That's going to be so good.
Which makes sense because that's the same height as the start ramp. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pump opportunities. And like you've seen on pump tracks, you can actually pump uphill without pedaling. So,
yeah. Just think how satisfying it will be to come out of that step down and just go off into the distance.
Well, this is like the playground section. It's like a bit of a laugh, it's not, it looks beautiful and it's a fun roller coastery meandering route down. But at this point it all changes and you're like going from the B road to the motorway, aren't you? And you're like, okay, let's just forget about the little hip and the fun rollers. We're now going to be into trick jumps. That's something I've never had the chance to build in an amazing setting. I couldn't do it in the backyard trails because you're on flat ground. So we have got to do a lot of wheelbarrows. I want to get it probably that high with a deck on it, all the way down. Like, if I run down here, it's the biggest landing ever.
It's huge.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
There we go. I've ridden the playground and it actually works and it feels good. You need to do the same. Let's do a build laps. Ben, get down. Cool! We've yet again built something that I just didn't anticipate would be so ginormous. That step down landing, in my head, was just a little cap of dirt, little top hat, and then I would chip into the hill and that would create a landing. That's exactly what's happened, but look how wide and how tall this thing is. The scale of it is ridiculous and it dwarfs everything else in the line. So to give a bit of perspective, that little build lapse then, not of stacking up the back bit, just of quarrying this out, took 3 days. And 85 wheelbarrows later, which you can see this huge pile over here, which is for the next feature in the next episode, which has a really cool name. 85 wheelbarrows of dirt have come out of there. Jamie's away on holiday. Ben's had a nice long weekend, so I've actually done that myself. Although my mate Greg came and gave me a hand with the raking, so it wasn't all on my own as a one-man band, but that's exactly how I visualised it. But I just didn't think we'd have to go so deep into the ground. I didn't want this landing to be bowled out. I didn't want it to have a big like radius or transition. I just imagined it this huge flat bank, and that's what we've done. But look at the depth I've had to go into this clay. And you can hear how hard that ground is. It was so tough to dig through. But luckily I've covered it in all this Primo now, so it looks a bit more manageable. But honestly, that time lapse, some of those 2-second shots you watch probably, where it just looks like a little ant robot scratching away at the dirt, were 5 hours of just swinging a steel shovel as hard as you physically can at the ground with all your might, and then it hits a stone anyway and pings off, and you feel that through every joint. So I guess already in episode 4 I'm going to ask the subscribers for permission to use a digger for the next thing, because I've had to stop. I would have kept going with a shovel, but it's like inch by inch at a time, and to bowl that out to flat ground over here, it's like another 2 days, and I don't want to do 2 days, so I'm going to book a digger if you give me permission. Then we could build an insane trick jump. So this landing is huge. Let's quickly give it a measure, Ben, because I mean it was a good probably 75 wheelbarrows to do this back. I love it. I love how we cleaned up around the grass again. How this step down, and it really truly is a step down, isn't it? It's from every angle looks like the best step down. I've never had the chance to build something like this. Look at it. Someone's come up with the best name. So do you remember I looked down into the yonder field and said it looks like a fairway? Yeah. A golf fairway. People have run with the golf course theme. So this line, we're going golf coursing. That's not even a golf course. We're going golfing. Someone came out with a really cool name of the 9-iron, which is one of the steepest pitched clubs, I believe, for the short and high ball game. Nice. Which is exactly what we're going to be doing on our bikes, isn't it? Short and high, pull up, and I hope, if we nose into that landing, exactly here, look at it from up here, Ben. Nose casing there will suck. I mean, look at this stuff. We've already filled up the watering jug, but it's not a jug, it's a hell of a jug. We've already started filling that up now, which is good, because in the next video we're going to ride this feature, and I think Ben, you should have a good crack at this on your BMX too. Yeah, I'll have a go. And I mean, I'm curious to know how it's going to work watering, because this isn't like the clay I've worked with before that cracks. The lockdown stuff, my compound stuff has huge cracks, whereas this only has tiny ones, so I don't know how important sweeping dust into the cracks is going to be. It might be as simple as just soaking it with the watering can. Look. Well, that might be enough just to protect the dirt and allow you to ride it, which would be nice.
That's crazy how quick that dries.
It just shoots in. I think that's what we need to do. Right, let's measure this step down. So the hip before, we had 2.5 metre to the inside, 3.6 to the outside, and I said I'd go something similar to the inside here, because we're still up on this high ground. There's not going to be loads and loads of speed, but the amount of gravitational potential energy that starts from here and ends down there is going to allow us to build a huge jump. So then take that. I'm guessing it's 2.4. What are we at?
2.6.
2.6. So it's pretty much exactly the inside gap of there. So if you can clear that, you can clear this. Nice. That's my theory. And if you can clear this, you're going to be hurtling like no backyard setup you've ever seen towards a proper trick jump. So these trails are going to kind of turn into a bit slope styling, a bit rad. I've never built a line of jumps that can change in speed so drastically. But this is going to just change the game. So next video, we've got to ride that and feel the speed at the bottom. So I'm going to book this digger, pull out all of this turf and all of this clay, spread more Primo dirt through, so that step down landing will go all the way to here off of the 9-iron. That's the longest landing I've ever built. Huge. It will go downhill to here. So there's no question that we need to stack an enormous landing. And I need a digger for it. I'm addicted to digging and doing it by hand. I think it looks better, it feels better. I love the hard work. I love the kind of the graft, but you only get one spine, and I can't build a trick jump and do 2 episodes a week. So let's get a digger. And for that, I'll see you in episode 5 on Sunday, where we can play diggers, legends. Yeah? Yeah. Oh, look out, look out, look out. Bend, bend, bend. Get down.